Alright, what is on, everyone? So today we're going to be discussing the full Supreme Week 13 drop list, and I'm going to be giving my thoughts on it. I, again, have my opinions, and we're just going to get straight into it. So before this video starts, be sure you guys do turn on your notifications for our channel and subscribe if you're new. There should be a little pop-up on what you guys should do. Make sure they say all notifications, and for those of you that do it, DM me on Instagram at Tristan.Wick, and I'm going to be giving one of you a shout out on my story, and also I think in a video. If you guys want that, let me know down below. But we're just going to get straight into this video. Hope you guys will enjoy it. Like the video also. It's all optional, appreciated though. But anyways, let's get started. Alright, so the first item I would like to go over, we're gonna go over a lot of the items in this drop list. I'm gonna skip the items I don't think are gonna do well, and then the items I think are gonna do well, I will discuss. So first item is the ARC logo water short, or just swim trunks, to discuss them really simply. And looking at these, they're a really nice item. We got a lot of colorways you guys can see on, I think, this side, if I'm correct, or one of the sides. I'm not sure which, but you guys can see all the colorways there, and my personal favorite is that black colorway. Now, we had some swim trunks drop in spring summer 17, I believe. They wouldn't drop it in fall winter 17, it doesn't make sense, but we had some in spring summer 17, and they did really well. So think about that. I mean, they are selling for like $400, I think, right now, if I'm correct. Unless they dropped off really bad. They were selling for $400 at the time of the drop. So looking at these have really a lot of potential to do great. And I'm gonna cop personally, because, you know, we're hitting into summertime, and, you know, I need some Supreme swim trunks, you know, so these can do really well. And looking at these again, resale, my prediction since retail is probably gonna be like 120, 148. At the time of my recording, we're not having any retail predictions or any retail prices set. So my retail prediction is like 128, 148, and resale, I think 200 plus pretty easy. Like, that's pretty easy. Unless, you know, we really do have, you know, the resale market. If it's really that dead, then these aren't gonna sell for 200 plus, but hopefully they will. I'm counting on it. And they're a really nice item. I'm gonna try and get a lot of them so I can sell some and keep some, because, you know, this is one of the items I wanna hold, as I discussed in the past video, so you guys can go check that out. But enough discussing these. Nice item, and it's a cop for me. Okay, so this next item has been anticipated since the start of the season, and personally, I've been one of those that has been anticipating it. And this item has been hated a lot, but it's also been liked a lot more. So, you know, it's sort of like where, you know, it's one of those items where it's a really split opinion, but it's like, you know, some people like it, some people really don't like it. There's no like in between, you either like it or don't. So this item is the Patches Denim Trucker Jacket. Now looking at these, we got a sort of jean colorway right there, and then we also just have a sort of black colorway right there. I don't know why I'm saying sort of, it's definitely a black colorway, as you guys can tell. And looking at these again, it just has a bunch of patches, but basically from like Supreme stickers and stuff that I've noticed, like similar designs, and then patches just all over the jacket. And this actually makes a really cool jacket in my opinion. It makes something really abstract, and also makes good for resale also, because, you know, a lot of people are just excited about this item. And, you know, again, as I said, a lot of people don't like it, a lot more people like it. So looking at this, it's going to do well in resale. Now, price is going to be high on this. Let's say immediate guarantee, since, you know, they have to put all the patches on, and they have to, like, you know, obviously jean jackets are more expensive. So this item is not going to be cheap for a denim trucker jacket. And, you know, I'm looking at some pretty high prices here. I would definitely say if it was 300 plus, no shocker. I'm thinking more like 298 or something like that. But I mean, if it was 300 plus, no doubt, I would not be surprised. So looking at this, a clean item for sure, and it's something that I would love to cop. It again, would I wear it? Honestly, that's something I have to sort of think about. So it's sort of like in between for me, and I did say there was no in between, but in terms of copping, it's in between for me. Flame item, but I'm sort of like undecided if I want to buy it or not, because if I wouldn't wear it. Resale is going to be nice. I think fit retails at 298. We'd easily see something like 350 plus, hopefully in the 400s. I'd love to see that. So good item, it's going to do well. Okay, so next up we do have the Gradient Arc Top. Now looking at this, we have a lot of colorways. I think we have 8 colorways. I just sort of looked across it on my computer here, but I think we have 8 colorways, and basically the gradient is sort of like, again, it's all sort of like the same gradients, but like they just change from one color over to another, and it's like a gradient scale on all these tees. And my favorite personally is that red one. Again, red is my favorite color. I'm wearing sort of the opposite of red though. I'm wearing a navy tee right now, or long sleeve. So looking at this, a really nice item again with tees. People love them, and it's going to do well for resale. On this item, it's something I haven't really seen before. I mean, I have seen a lot of gradient items and, you know, arc items, but sort of combining them is something I haven't seen yet. So looking at these, really nice, and, you know, I think they're gonna do well. Again, with 8 colorways though, it makes it hard for resale. So I mean, yes, retail may be like 44, 48, but looking at this again, when you have things like this with so many colorways, resale probably will be 80, 90, I think, and then it may drop down a lot. That's something I would think, but hopefully it's something like the TVT, where the TVT had a bunch of colorways, but then now it's going for 250. I'm hoping for something like that. I'd love to see this tee do well, especially if I end up getting it. That'd be great. So looking at this, I am very clean. It's gonna be one of the hyped items again, because people love cheaper tees. So looking at this, it's gonna do well. So cop it fast if you can. Okay, so the next item we have is the Chicken Dinner ashtray. I had a bit of a list there, but as you guys can see, this is a pretty nice item. Again, it looks big in the photo, but it's not. Trust me guys, it's not something you could try and eat food in it, but it's an ashtray, so it's actually smaller. It's like 6 inches and 4.25 is what it says. So it's like more like this big, sort of like this big. So it's not anything huge, so don't get confused by the photos. You know, the Supreme Illusion box box, it was basically the same thing. It was a giant troll. It looked big in photos, but that thing was like this big. It was nothing. It was so small. So looking at this, a good item. Again, retailing this, it's probably, again, since it's, you know, ceramic and, you know, that costs more to like make and stuff, I would say it's probably going to be, you know, something, since it's not that big, I'd say probably in the 40, 50, maybe 60s. Again, that's a pretty big range. Like $46 is a huge range. But I don't think they'd put this at like $88. That just wouldn't make sense. So it's probably going to be a cheaper item, and it's probably going to resell nicely. I think I've noticed with a lot of these ceramic items this season, they've actually done really, really well with Supreme. So looking at this, it's definitely a cop for me, because, you know, I'm going to try and eat chicken on it, but, you know, if it's not going to work, then it's not going to work. I could add it to the accessory collection. So looking at this flame item, if it retails like $40 or like $30, it will probably resell for like $70, I would think, since it's a nice item. So looking at this, clean item, cop for me. Okay, this next item is actually really, really nice. I want to get this again, but this week, it's actually a good week for me because it fits a lot of my personal styles. So look at this, this is a contrast crew neck. Now basically, if you guys can tell what it means by contrast, it has one colorway on the outside, and then on the inside, it basically has the complete opposite of it. So on the gray one, it has orange inside, matching the box logo. So if you notice what Supreme's doing here, I do. They all sort of have orange on them on the inside though, as I can tell, and then the navy one has sort of a greenish. So basically it's contrasting colors in it, hence contrast crew neck. Enough explaining that though. It has a box logo on it, a mini box logo right here, so you know hypebeasts go crazy for that. And you know, a lot of people don't like this item for some reason, but a lot more people like it, and I can see why. It's a really nice item, and one of the better items of spring summer 18. Supreme's actually been doing really well these last couple weeks in my opinion, and I'm glad, because this is what the season was supposed to be, and they're doing a good job in following up on that. So looking at this is definitely a cop for me. Retail probably like $128, resale, I mean, they got a lot of colorways. They got 6 colorways, so I mean, I think the best colorway resale will probably be that gray. So looking at that, you know, I think $128 retail plus $10 shipping, $138. I think it'd probably be something like $188, $198, or just something in the $180, $200 range I would expect, since it's a really nice item, and definitely gonna go up in the future, I think, especially in that gray one, since, you know, they sort of match the BOGO, so people are like, oh, you know, it's like a box logo crew neck, but it's not. So people think that, and you know, I think it's gonna do well in the future, probably gonna go up. So looking at this fire item, I'm copping it. Oh, and just a couple last seconds I want to explain. There is a unseen item still, so people are gonna really go crazy for that. People love unseen items, but it is a half zip, so you know, people don't like half zips too up, but it is a half zip pullover, so you know, it's sort of like one of those. If you guys know what I mean, I'll put one in the picture on the screen right now, a picture of it. So looking at this, we have still have that to drop, something unseen. So people go crazy for unseen items, so we'll see if it does well. And that's pretty much it for this video. Anyways, before you all click off on the video, be sure you guys do turn on those notifications. There should be a little thing on the screen right now. Be sure you guys do that. I would really appreciate it, because you know, YouTube not sending out notifications to a lot of people. So if you guys set them all for all notifications, I would really appreciate that. And I'm doing a shout out again. So if you guys do that, you have a chance to win a shout out in my story and in a video. If you guys want that, let me know down below, but just comment something like yes, or just explaining why. So thank you all for watching this video. I appreciate it. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Any of that, enough of self-promotion at any of that, but I'd appreciate it, of course. But just, yeah, thank you all for watching, and as always, peace out.